TikTok.
TikTok.
If you have TikTok, it doesn't mean you're suddenly going to be arrested. If you already have TikTok, the app will not be available to you.
From harmless entertainment to the most efficient attention machine on Earth, it looks like just another app. Short clips, easy laughs, free. But TikTok isn't simply a place you visit. It's a system that studies you, shapes you, and then sells the upgraded version of your attention to the highest bidder. This isn't social media. It's behavioral engineering, wrapped in music and memes. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on how TikTok rewired human attention, how it manufactures identity at scale, and what that cost might be when the bill finally arrives. The story starts before TikTok had its name. Musically, lip syncs, teenagers, quick dopamine, ByteDance buys, rebuilds, and does one crucial thing differently. The graph isn't who you know, it's what keeps you watching. No friend lists, no follower gate, the For You page learns you second by second. What you pause on, what you replay, what you skip, where your eyes hover before you swipe. In a world trained by Facebook to worship the social graph, TikTok bet everything on the interest graph, and it won. The result? A feed that feels telepathic. Not because it knows you, but because it continually experiments on you until it finds something you can't refuse. Casinos learned long ago that the most powerful reward isn't constant, it's unpredictable. Psychologists call it variable ratio reinforcement. Pull the lever, maybe you win, maybe you don't. The uncertainty locks you in. TikTok perfected that mechanic in vertical form. Each swipe is a lever pull. Most videos are fine, some are good. Then out of nowhere, one hits perfectly. You laugh or feel seen or discover a new obsession. Your brain stamps the action with value. Swipe equals possibility. The app doesn't ask you to choose, it chooses for you, and asks you to keep choosing whether to continue. That loop collapses the distance between intent and reward. No search bar, no decisions, only the next clip. And every micro reaction teaches the model what to hand you next. You think you're curating your feed, in reality your behavior is training an enormous system to curate you. But the algorithm doesn't just predict taste, it shapes behavior. Creators quickly learn what gets rewarded. Posts that are sharper, louder, more emotional. The system amplifies the extreme and quietly discourages the ordinary. Trends make it effortless. You don't need originality, you need fit. Use the sound that's hot. Copy the format. Stitch the argument. The machine promotes what already works, so creators learn to resemble one another. Not because they lack ideas, but because the system punishes friction. And that's the quiet genius. TikTok doesn't just show you who you are, it incentivizes who you'll become. Optimized for grabs of attention measured in seconds. Attention is valuable only when it can be priced. TikTok translates dwell time into inventory. Ad slots, product placements, live commerce triggers, affiliate funnels. The model is brutally efficient. First, pull you in. Second, learn your cravings. Third, serve a blend of content and commerce that feels native. A video becomes a shop window. A swipe becomes a conversion event. A creator becomes an unpaid salesperson, compensated by the possibility of virality tomorrow. Behind the scenes, the system records a living map of preference. Music, humor, politics, purchases, mood. Not just what you like, but how you like it, and how quickly you can be steered. People often say, if it's free, you're the product. On TikTok, you're more than the product. You're the worker training the product, in real time, for free. And the costs are everywhere, though they don't show up on TikTok's balance sheet. Attention fragmentation. Short-form repetition compresses your tolerance for silence. Boredom used to be a signal to think. Now it's a trigger to refresh. Sleep and mood. The endless feed doesn't have a natural stopping point. Midnight becomes 1 a.m., then 3. Your brain learns to chase stimulus instead of rest, novelty instead of recovery. Identity drift. When the reward function shapes behavior, you can forget which parts of you are authentic and which were simply reinforced by the feed. The platform nudges, you respond, and the line between you and your performance fades. And here's a number to put it into perspective. By 2022, teenagers in the United States were averaging over 90 minutes per day on TikTok, more than on YouTube or Instagram. A single app dominating not just their free time, but their development. The app keeps its promise. You'll never run out of something to watch. It just forgets to mention what that will do to the watcher. The feed is private law. Appeal a strike and you learn how little you know about the rules. Moderation is invisible by design. Explanation reduces control. Debates over ownership and national security make headlines, but the daily power sits closer. Whoever controls the recommendation engine controls what rises and what withers. When a platform is the largest pipeline for culture, that isn't a tech feature. It's a lever over reality. TikTok insists the system is neutral. Just math, just metrics. But every metric encodes a value. Length over nuance, heat over context, speed over depth. Neutral math with those preferences isn't neutral at all. If the feed can tilt a song into a global hit in 48 hours, what else can it tilt? And when culture tilts, people tilt with it. Habits, moods, even self-worth. TikTok didn't win by accident. It won because it aligned with human wiring. Choice is tiring. TikTok removed the choice. Predictable rewards get dull. TikTok made them variable. Belonging drives behavior. TikTok turns trends into identity. Feedback teaches fast. TikTok delivers instantly. Views, comments, reach. Professional storytellers know that pacing is persuasion. Set up tension, release it, repeat. The For You page is that technique industrialized. Micro-tension, micro-release, at a speed humans never evolved to manage. And the machine never tires. You can measure success in users, revenue, and hours watched. But there's a second balance sheet. Time you didn't spend building something hard. Conversations you didn't have because the room went quiet and the blue light filled it. A mind that reflexively checks for stimulation every time reality slows down. The scariest cost isn't that TikTok consumes your minutes, it's that it changes what your minutes are for. When attention becomes something extracted rather than something invested, life starts to feel like a series of short clips, connected loosely, optimized poorly, forgotten quickly. This isn't a call to panic, it's a call to clarity. Platforms are incentives. Incentives create culture. Culture shapes us back. Maybe you use TikTok as a tool. You learn, you laugh, you publish. Good. Tools can be powerful. But every tool has a handle, and someone else is holding it from the other side. Creators will keep chasing the spike. Brands will keep buying the slots. Politicians will keep arguing over ownership while the real question goes unanswered. Who has the right to edit our attention at scale? And what happens to a generation trained to need the edit? It looks like an endless stream of videos, but the stream isn't random. It's a mirror with a hand on the angle. TikTok didn't merely capture your attention, it retrained it. It taught your brain to crave the next clip before the current one ends. It taught creators to become whatever performs. It taught culture to compress, distort, and repeat until nuance breaks. So the question isn't whether the app is evil or genius. The question is simpler and harder. When a machine learns exactly how to keep you watching, how much of you does it get to keep?